Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Monday the 30th of January. I want to use the Mystic Fairy Tarot for this reading. Step inside the world of the Fae. Linda Ravenscroft is the artist, and she has this huge shop in Glastonbury. It's at the bottom of the high street, and it's filled with statues of fairies and her artwork. It's really beautiful. I can't remember if she even works there. I remember when I was there was a husband and wife team who were kind of running it. I think she may have been involved, I can't really remember, but if you're ever in that neck of the woods and you like these cards, there's more. So let me just shuffle these a few times, and then I want to see what these cards have to say about Monday the 30th and what energy you'll be working with. So let's have a look. Hope you've had a great weekend, and let's see what Monday has to offer you. First card is the Ten of Swords. Okay, that's a sense of futility and tough times. Then we've got the Knight of Swords. So the ability to navigate anything like that with an unbridled sense of enthusiasm. Wow. And then finally, we've got the Priestess. So what's really going to help you navigate anything that's difficult isn't just figuring it out on an intellectual level, but asking for help from the universe, your guides, your angels, your ancestors, higher beings that you work with, anything like that. You don't have to do it all by yourself. And that possibly is also where this energy comes from. Okay, so let's have a look at each card then. The Ten of Swords, you can see this fairy is kind of bound by these vines, and they've got thorns on them, and they're really injuring her, and she's kind of stuck and she's unhappy, and it's not a good place to be. So the Ten of Swords is that moment when things just get too much and you become overwhelmed, you can't deal with them. It's rock bottom, it's a sense of despair and doom, like I can't sort out these problems, my problems have become too numerous, and I can't resolve all of that by myself. So with that feeling, it's great that the Priestess is in here, because the cards are saying if you feel a little out of your depth or overwhelmed with all the things you have to do, by connecting, prayer, meditation, yoga, chanting, whatever makes you feel connected to something bigger, please do that, and it will ease off any negative feelings like this. The Ten of Swords also is in the element of air, and air has to do with communication, ideas, perspective. And then when each one of these swords are kind of harming you, it feels like everything is against me and you're outnumbered. So that's also going to be useful to have this spiritual connection that makes you feel like I have support here, and even other people. People you're close to, friends, family, even colleagues, and saying, do you know what, this is getting a bit too much for me, I need some help. So that's the solution to this sense of being immobilized, is connection. Next, we've got the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords is a court card, and they go from the pages, total inexperience and youth, to the knights, who are powerful, but they're imbalanced and they go overboard, and then the kings and queens who rule that element. So the Knight of Swords is air, so it's making mistakes, saying the wrong thing, having the wrong perception of things, rushing into a situation when really you should wait, not showing up at all when you've said you would be there. It's those kind of things. It's being inconsistent, and it's getting the wrong end of the stick. And with this being a court card, this could appear as someone in your life who either says something to you and makes you feel like the Ten of Swords, like there is the potential to have your feelings hurt, or it could be that someone makes an error that really affects you quite badly. So let's say, you're working in an office and you've got, the whole office has a project to do and the deadline is Friday. And you stress and you work, till really late, but you get it all done. And then the person who's responsible for sending it makes some sort of a mistake, forgets to press the send button and you miss the deadline, for instance. So it's one person's mistake that has a huge impact on your life. But I don't think it's going to be a financial impact. I think it's more about the way you feel and about how powerful you feel as such, which is interesting. So if someone comes into your day and kind of affects you negatively like that, remember you have access to the Knight of Swords as well. And even though the Knight makes mistakes, the plus side is that there is this amazing sense of bravery and a willingness to master the element and to get it right. So I don't think you're going to be in a place of despair or helplessness for very long, but this does open it up to kind of conflict. Because for instance, like that example, if someone makes a mistake like that, most people would then have words and would say, do you know what, this was really important, how could you forget to press send? So ultimately, the thing this offers you is a way out of a hopeless situation by connecting with other people, connecting with your higher self. And that's interesting now, because to me, that's saying, especially if there are things in life that you find draining or that you find impossible to resolve, look at them again today with this fresh perspective and this support from the higher realms as well as other people, and you may be able to get rid of this once and for all. So it's dealing with the impossible almost on this day, that you're able to really change the impossible from the possible. And that in itself then gives you hope. The Priestess is the High Priestess in the Major Arcana. She's the second card in the Major Arcana. So you got the Fool, the Magician, and the Priestess. So it's someone the Fool meets at the very beginning of his journey. And the Magician, when he meets him, it's about realizing that you're a spiritual being having a human experience and that you're powerful beyond belief. The Priestess, next, teaches the Fool that the ability to connect with the higher realms is something that's a constant in your life. And you're able to go from the Fool to the Priestess to the Magician and kind of go round and round and round with those three, because it's recharging yourself and creating magic. And then through that process of creating magic, seeing what works, what doesn't, and educating the Fool as such. So the Priestess allows you to get the support that you want. It also allows you to get answers. She's holding this crystal ball here and she's gazing into it to either scry someone or to get more information, possibly to see the future. So again, that talks to me about the solution to problems. One, it gives you this hope that you don't have to be in despair, that things can be dealt with, which I think is going to be most of the job. And then it also gives you specific information as to how you can solve a particular problem or issue, or what it really means. You know, like, I'm sorry to go back to the same example all the time, but if that company then loses out on this project and they lose all this money, the boss could say, okay, well, that's the end of the company, and really just see this as the final straw and make it this whole devastating thing. But then go to bed, wake up the next day and say, well, you know, we do have other projects coming our way. Nothing has changed in reality, but the perspective is completely changed. And that's what I feel this day offers you, is that things which really have caused you grief, something shifts and you're able to now see a solution or a way out. Number-wise, we've got 10 and the Knight counts as 1. So 10 and 1 is 11 and 2 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4 and 4 is security and structure. So by using all these resources, your intellect, your connection, you are able to resolve things and get rid of a negative structure and replace it with a gentler one. So I hope you have a great day. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to audio reading with me. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have a wonderful day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.